Hi everyone, I hope you're good. Hope you've had an okay day and you're managing to keep your marbles in this increasingly insane, hysterical world, and staying in here as much as possible rather than up here. I say that to myself as much as anybody else, but I hope that you're managing to do that as well, because as we all know, that's crucial. And I'm sure you'd all agree that we're in the middle of some profound universal discovery or battle relating to spirituality, to consciousness, to experience itself. And I often think, what is the underpinning and defining thing that separates those who can see from those who, let's say those who can see something, right? Let's not even say those who can see. Those who can see and articulate something from those who can't see anything and can't articulate anything other than well-worn cliches and slogans that are being, programmed into them by mass media and government. What is it? I think about this all the time. It's what kind of is the, underpins my content, really. And I talk about it all the time. Truth. And what is truth? One of the most deep and profound of all concepts in the universe, and the answer to that is I don't know. I can only try to express it. I can try to express my truth without defining what truth and the truth is. So my developing understanding of truth is articulating and expressing myself as authentically as I can as a result of experiencing the world, the universe, in as open-minded and open-hearted manner as I can, using whatever intuition I can summon, and then letting that understanding and intuition manifest itself in values that I try to determine based on that experience and that understanding, that I try to attune and improve, and thus imprint my positivity, my skills, my authenticity, and my expression, and my understanding to the world. I very much doubt I'll ever be able to understand what truth is. I know what a lie is. A lie is pretty simple. The truth is very, very complex. And I want to talk about, because I said at the start, what is it that separates those who try to experience and experience their world and express themselves in their world through something that they call truth, even if they don't fully understand what it is, against those who really have made no attempt to understand the complex concept that is truth. So what is it that separates those who are, I always say waking up rather than have woken up, because I think, well, what else is there for me still to wake up to? Probably lots. So what is it that separates those who are waking up from those who are dead inside? And I think it's something to do with wanting to explore the deep, nuanced and complex concept that is truth. And I look back over the last couple of years, and I've been doing this over the last few weeks, really trying to, because now we've got the prism of time, extended period of time to look through. So we've almost got like a bit of a separation now, as we move further and further away from the utter madness nearer to the start of the pandemic, in inverted commas, and the first lockdown. We now have the more benefit of hindsight, yes, and we're able to separate to take because we're not in it as much now, it's starting to take on even more clarity, and that clarity is revealing more and more insanity. We look back and see utter insanity, and we see it continuing amongst, still too many people now. But when I do think on the last 2 years, I try to. There's so many lies. Everything to do with the pandemic was a lie. I mean, that is demonstrably true now. It is easy to prove, not even to evidence, to prove. It's all there. Everything. Literally everything that was used against us to take away our basic human right, to take away our ability to see each other, to take away our ability to speak freely, take away our ability to protest, take away people's bodily autonomy, all the rest of it. Everything was based on a massive, vicious lie. And anybody who can't see that now is either so intellectually and morally dead inside, or as I've remarked before, or just in outright denial, in which case they've got serious issues with their ego. And when I try to think, what's the craziest thing that those who still won't acknowledge? What's the craziest aspect of it in terms of their continuing insanity? And for me, it's this. Go back to February, March 2020. I would say over 99.9% of people in this country, well, based on my experience, fell for the lie. Fell for the fear, fell for the propaganda, and were under the mind control of the government. Now, it's interesting when you speak to people and you say, what was it that woke you up? And people have different reasons, and there's literally hundreds of them, thousands of them, even right at the start, things that didn't make sense, which shows to me that those people who quickly, snapped out of the psychosis, they were never fully in the psychosis because they wouldn't have snapped out that quick. That included me. So there's a tiny little seed of doubt. There must have been. But when you speak to people and you say, well, what the ones who snapped out of it quite early, what was it? Like I say, variety of reasons. But many people say it was after about 3 weeks. And I used to think about this. What was it? Why did so many people say 3 weeks? Why was it 3 weeks after the lockdown started? Around then that people thought, something not right here. Something doesn't feel right. And that was when they started their journey of snapping out of the hypnosis, the psychosis, and the neurosis. Why 3 weeks? Why was 3 weeks important? So 3 weeks would have been about the, March 30th? I don't know, like about the 10th, 11th, 12th of April 2020, which was about the time for me when, I'd say by then I was, something's not right here. I think it was because we realised the first lie that we'd been told, because the lie at that point was 3 weeks to flatten the curve and then the lockdown would be over. And I think that in itself was enough to start that ball rolling on the journey from, to expose the rest of the lies. And from that point on, and that's a lot of people, that it was 3 weeks, 3 weeks. And I've said to a couple of people, do you think that might be because that was the first lie at that point then that we realised had been told to us, because we were told after 3 weeks everything had, the lockdown would end. And people have asked that too, said, yeah, possibly. Just a theory of mine. And that's something to do with, we put that much very misguided trust in our governments that we were being told the truth. That to then realise that we weren't, that was massive. And that caused such emotional upheaval in people, setting them on the journey to, waking up and realising that they had to do something to raise the alarm. So those who still are acting insane, the ones who've turned their attention to the Ukraine-Russia thing that I'm not even going to get into, who are still embroiled in deep, let's call it, I don't know, self-disgust and hypnosis and insanity and madness. The thing for me that I find most surprising about why they've not yet realised what's gone on in the last couple of years is that everybody was like them at the start. Like I say, 99.99% of people, I think, were right at the start. We all thought the same thing. We all thought this was a massive threat that we needed to take unprecedented measures against. We all behaved in the same way. We all followed the same orders. And we all, had a little bit of sense of solidarity and togetherness, which obviously was built on a lie. Why then did some people suddenly flip away from that to something completely different, to suddenly saying, no, there's something not right here. Look at this. We're being told lies. This is dangerous. This is a step towards tyranny. So many people in those early days and throughout the summer then of 2020 went through such enormous emotional upheaval that those around us who, and there's still some who are, as I say, we'll all know some who are still fast asleep, they must have noticed. Why didn't they question? Why did they not question, and why have they not questioned? How come when we're all, they believe the same as us, and now they've taken a very opposite, almost, I don't want to say militant view, but maybe we're quite militant about it, because, well, if you can't be militant with regard to, truth and freedom, I don't know what you can. Why did that not, above anything else, at least lead to a slight change of perspective? Why are they all of a sudden, straying from the narrative? Why are they dissenting? Why is he going on protests every week all of a sudden? He's never done that before. Why has he set up his own YouTube channel, put himself out there? Why is she going out delivering papers and leaflets? Why are they all meeting up? Why have they got these new friendship groups? I mean, what's going on? That's what surprises me the most, is that people didn't go, there's something fundamentally changed here with these people. Why did they not say, because of that, there must be a reason? And not only people around, in our own local circles, family, friends, local communities, maybe more prominent people who, risk careers, risk livelihoods, risked their reputations and paid the ultimate price in losing their jobs, losing their reputations, losing their livelihoods, in order to voice an opinion that was different from what was being brainwashed into everybody else. That, for me, is the most incredible thing of all. And that, for me, is the reason why on any topic at all, I will always entertain any views. I don't care what they are. I'll always listen. And if I think they're stupid, I'll try and expose them for what I deem to be inherently stupid value in the view. If I think it's something that I need to entertain and to look into and let the idea permeate, then I will do that. Or if I feel like it's a good argument and I can be converted to what that person is saying and their viewpoint, then I will allow myself to. And I think the last 2 years, it's been such a lesson in so many things, human nature. Also in open-mindedness and how we form our worldview, how we form our opinions, because maybe a kick up the arse for a lot of us in that Never take at face value what you're being told. And I'm not saying, well, never take at face value what you're being told by governments and media and big corporate entities. Obviously, they're lying most of the time. But also, whilst we do need to clearly develop an essence of trust back in the world again, but it's often the people, it's often the individuals who are the ones who are looked upon as, the crazy ones or the down and outs, the ones maybe who people don't listen to, the ones who speak the most sense. And the ones who are most self-confident have revealed themselves to be the most emotionally and intellectually shallow. A kick up the arse in the last couple of years for all of us to realise that there is value, there is insight, there is, an intellectual and spiritual and moral lesson to be learned in the most unexpected of places. And we have the opportunity to absorb information and influence everywhere we go by just listening, no matter what that person's view is. And that is experience, that is experiential, that is consciousness, that is open-mindedness, that's spirituality, that's intellectualism, that's morality, and that's truth. And that is how a society, if you have enough people who do that, does not descend into the abyss. I find it utterly fascinating. That reason, above all else, forget all the contradictions and the inconsistencies and the quite clearly insane doctrines and policies and measures and things that we were told. Forget all the insane behaviours that people have engaged in, have complied with, have embraced. Forget all the utter immoral and evil things that people have allowed to happen. Forget all that. Well, don't forget it, but just put it to one side for a minute and ask yourself, how did they not think when witnessing the marked and abrupt changes in the behaviour and the beliefs of those around them? Why did they not actually take the time to think, oh, hold on a minute. He's not just turning into, or she's not just turning into a conspiracy theory tinfoil hat wearer overnight. Maybe we should. But they can't do that. These people can't do that because they have no ability to try and discern what truth may be. So content, or not content, comfortable and accepting of living with lies and a lie. It's so malevolent, it's unbelievable. That unwilling to make the effort, and it is an effort, to try to discern, understand, unearth truth. And we'll all die. Those of us who I think understand that we will never fully understand truth. Understand that till our dying day we'll still be trying to find it, but it doesn't matter, because at least we're trying to. Because in trying to find truth, you do grow as an individual and you do offer value to society. Above all, it keeps you intellectually alert and morally centered. And when I say morally centered, as I've said time and time again, I can be a bit of a bastard sometimes. I know I can. I can behave irrationally sometimes. I know I can. I know I can be stupid sometimes. I've let people down. I'm talking about not allowing ourselves to be enveloped by a terrible and a horrendous evil that so many people have. And it's in looking and searching and allowing truth to come to us that we start to develop a moral and spiritual and intellectual outlook and fortitude And I'll probably do some videos on the developing parallel society. It's quite clear to see. Well, I will do some videos on the topic. But I just thought it was useful to look back and ask that question, and then maybe ask you, get some comments from yourselves. I'd love to hear what you think about what I've said there. About how trying to step into the shoes of the sheep, the zombies, the normies, whatever you want to call them, and to try and get in their heads, if that's possible, and to try and ask that question: how did they never, not even once, question themselves and say, even just a flicker, one day, on a walk, sat by themselves, just one day, someone pops into their head, why? A nagging thought, why is their behaviour changed so much, and why did that not set them on their own path to discovery and to unearthing the lie? And as I say, a lie is simple. Truth is complex. A lie is simple. And they couldn't do it, and some still haven't done it. So there we go. Just trying to shine a bit of a light, trying to bring another angle to things. I hope you found the video interesting today. Do let me know what you think. Please share the video. I'd really a bit of a brick wall actually with growth recently in the last few weeks. So if you can help me to try and grow the channel and reach more, more people, who might like the channel, I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, let me know your comments. Hit the notification bell and all that. Join the Telegram channel in the description below. And I'll speak to you soon. All right, bye-bye.